The iGrow1800 controller supports on-off equipment type devices and can do so with up to 6 heating and 6 cooling stages. Now, to program on-off equipment type devices from the home screen, we would simply hit Enter Menu, go to Program Equipment, and then hit Enter Menu to highlight the number in the top left corner. Now, for demonstration purposes, number 1 is wired to be an exhaust fan, and we will program it as follows. Now, hit Next to highlight the name field, and then hit plus to expand the name field. And we're going to name this output to be exhaust fan. Plus and minus allows you to change the values within the name field, and previous and next allows you to navigate between the fields. And we're going to name this EX exhaust fan. When done naming it, hit back. And then hit next to highlight the none. Then hit plus to expand the none, and then plus until it says on off, and then hit back. Now on the first screen, you have your heating, your normal, and your cooling stages. And right now you see zeros on the second line signifying off for that stage. To turn on, you would simply change the 0 to be a 1. Previous and next allow you to navigate within the fields, and plus and minus allows you to change the numerical values. For our demonstration, we have this exhaust fan turning on cool stage 4, 5, and 6. Hit next. Now on the second screen, you can activate a pump to turn on when this output is being called to be on. And for our example, we have already programmed output 2 to be pump 1. So we'll go ahead and change this field to be no pump to use pump 1. Hit next. Now the AC active cooling override, you can enable it to have this device override in the active cooling parameters, which will give us an additional screen. And for now, we're going to go ahead and enable it. Once enabled, hit next. Now in this screen, with this on-off device, you can input a cycle on and cycle off time to have this output cycle on and off. Leaving it blank, it will simply run non-stop until it gets to the lower cooling stage where it is to be off. But you can also input a numerical value, for instance, 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and it will cycle those times. But for now, we'll leave this blank. Now, by enabling the active cooling override in the previous screen, we have additional programming as follows. This override screen, which is conditioned to the AC active cooling override being active. Suppose you have 2 cooling systems in the same greenhouse compartment. One system with vents and fans, and another with chilled water. When the chilled water cooling comes on, you want the house to be sealed and the exhaust fans to turn off. This override screen gives you that flexibility for the fans. So for now, we're going to have this fan override and cool 5 and 6 when it's in active cooling. Hit next. Once you have finished programming, simply hit back 3 times to save your changes. Now, if you were to hit next to view the equipment status screen, you can see that exhaust fan 1 is on and pump 1 is on. And they're on because the controller is currently in cool stage 6. Now, from the Lincoln 1800 view, we'll go into zone 1, and as you can see, our exhaust fan is on and our pump is on output number 2. We'll click output number 1, and here's the programming for the exhaust fan. As you can see, we have it on cool stage 4, 5, and 6, associated with master pump 1, no cycle time, And we have enabled active cooling overrides for cool 5 and 6 for this output to in fact be on. You can also implement humidity overrides and a single timed event override as well. If you want to go ahead and change values, hitting buttons from off to on or vice versa will in fact do that, as well as enabling certain fields. And once you have inputted your changes, simply hit update to save your changes. And that's our video in programming on-off devices with the iGrow1800 controller.